Hi and welcome back to lesson 3 in this series. In this lesson we're going to take a look at slide design and transitions between our slides. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is be able to add backgrounds to our slides. A blank white is fairly boring and it doesn't really mean anything. So there's two ways of doing our background. We can hit design in our ribbon at the top here, and you can see right off we have all these different presets that we can mouse over to have a look at. Now a lot of these are sort of corporate style and presentation like, and much of the time we're going to want to create our own backgrounds. I'll show you how these work though. If we select one and we like the look of one and then create a new slide by right clicking new slide, you can see that the design from one to the next has actually changed. So this is really for having a title and then subsequent presentations, maybe with a graph or pictures or tables and statistics. So if we don't want to have one of these, we can again hit our drop down menu to see everything available and just select a default preset. While I remember, if you select one of these and you want to change the color scheme, we also have that option in the top right here, colors, and there's you can change it to pretty much anything you would like. If you want to set up your own background though, it's located at background styles here. Another way of accessing this is to just right click on a bit of blank space and we can select format background. Okay, I'm going to hit background styles and it gives us a few different options of things we can do here. Now, one of the problems I'm running into is that I already have a template selected, so these background styles aren't really affecting it the way I'd like it to. What I'm going to do is drop down here and just select the default formatting. Now when I return to my background styles, you can see I have different options for a bit of gradient and some color schemes. Okay, so these can be useful. When you want to create your own background though, if you go to format background, it'll bring this menu up. And you have options here to change it from gradient to a solid color, and we can just specify the color like from before, or we can do a picture or pattern fill, and this is our image from before and I might stick with that. And we can also use a texture, and we can insert from file and then select a photo that we'd like. We have a few options here to adjust the transparency of our image. And in this rollout on the side, we also have a variety of artistic effects which we can use to change the look and the way in which our image is presented. So you can go ahead and have a look at those. We also have options for picture color, where we can change things like the saturation and make it look washed out, or we can make it look very vibrant. I'm just going to leave it as the default. And again, we can change the brightness and contrast and all that sort of stuff just from within this menu at the back here. Okay, when you get something you're happy with, you can click close, or if you want to apply it to every slide, you can click apply to all. However, you're usually going to want to have different backgrounds. Okay, now that I have two slides set up, I'm going to go ahead and add one more. And this time I might choose a different picture. So I go format background, and now I might actually use a texture fill. And this time I can select from all of these textures available, and I might go ahead and select this rock and close. And so now I have three different slides with information, and I want to change the way they progress to each other. So to view that, what we want to do is go to the transitions tab, and this will actually affect the way each slide moves to the next. So by mousing over these, you can get an idea of how they work or what they'd look like. And again, like with all of our other drop downs, you can click down to see all the different effects available, and there are many. Okay, and you can change the duration, how long that transition lasts for. This one's going for 4 seconds, so that's fairly long. And you can also change if you want a sound to apply to it, but we'll have a look at doing those later. Okay, so for our first one, I might just try a simple fade. Second slide, I'll just do a switch. And for our third one, maybe I'll have it just dissolve. Okay. Now this brings us on to being able to preview our presentation. Once we've added some text and we've added our content, we're able to preview it in full screen as if we were actually going to present it. There's a few different ways you can do this. You can hit this tiny little preview presentation button down the bottom. You can hit F5, which is the keyboard shortcut, or you can navigate to the slideshow ribbon and you can just click preview from beginning or from the current slide. Since my current slide is the beginning, I'll just go for that option. And now you can see, as we click through, our different transitions scroll through our content. Okay, once it ends, just click again and you'll be brought back to this menu. And that's a look at how we can set up different slide designs and transitions between our slides. In future lessons, we'll look at how to make those more meaningful and how to use those so they represent the ideas you're trying to convey. In the next lesson, we're going to look at just basic animation, and then we're going to wrap up our basic training video and we'll get started on our actual presentation.